Welcome, welcome. I'm really happy you're here to the 13th Simple Steps to Peace. I'm Jeff Hicks. I help seekers as we turn inward and allow the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that we desire to change to, to use them as guideposts, as openings to real, deep change in our living. And today, I'm going to focus on something that I find fascinating. I've spent a lot of time in this area, and it seems to be the biggest breakthrough concept, skill, idea that my clients have. And that is the space between thoughts. My clients, they almost every single one feels that thoughts are something that are in charge of them, that they've got no control over. And when we focus on examining this belief, we find no, they are my thoughts. And if they are my thoughts, then I notice them. And I can choose, for example, to believe them or not. Because there is an I that notices the thoughts. This guy Descartes, I think, says, I think, therefore I am. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. He seemed to think that just because these thoughts arose, that these thoughts were what we are. And that is patently not true. And with a little investigation, a little pausing and noticing what's going on, you will see thoughts in a different way. How do we do this? Well, I'm going to say something outrageous. I'm going to claim something about you, and I'd like you to notice what happens in your brain when I say it. You are a purple cow. Now, notice you heard what I said. There is an I that notices that I said something about a purple cow, and then you may have noticed that I I claimed something about you, maybe even without even meeting you. And there's a part of you that says, well, this is BS. I'm not a purple cow. This guy doesn't know me. No, this is not true. So you've got experience looking at a thought and choosing whether it's true or false. So now, take this same perspective and just be quiet and notice the thoughts that come. Notice that a thought arises and a thought fades away. And then another thought arises and it fades away. And as you notice thoughts arising, thoughts fading away, focus in on the space between each thought, because I assure you it is there. And with a little practice of noticing the thought of the dog barking arising, the thought of the dog barking fading away, we can notice that between each thought there is a space, because they are with a beginning and with an end. So, how do we work with this? Well, when we start noticing that thoughts arise and thoughts fade away, we can notice even more that there is an I that notices that thoughts arise and thoughts fade away. And this I can choose whether or not to believe thoughts. Now, this is a radical idea to some folks, but with a little practice, and maybe with a little help, you can notice thought arises, thought fades away. There's an I that notices this. And when we notice this I can make decisions about our thoughts. And so we're no longer, I'll just use the word, a slave to our thoughts. We often think that just because the thoughts are there and they keep coming, that somehow we have to believe them. That's just not true. Because when we notice that thoughts arise and thoughts fade away, we notice that there is something, an I, that notices the rising and falling. And that I is not the same as those thoughts. And those thoughts have a space in between. And here's the cool part. That's where the peace is. This is where the peace that is in, around, and throughout can be noticed. In between the thoughts that arise and fall. And you can notice this peace, that you don't have to grab for it. You can't do anything to get it. It just is. You can't amplify it. You may try to obscure it with thoughts or behaviors, but when they fall away, this peace is here. Without an edge, without a boundary, with no time, just space. Peace here and now. And the most rewarding part of my work with my clients is when they feel this peace. And knowing that you don't have to do certain things or get certain things to experience it. You can just step into it and have it now. I do hope this serves you. If I can be of any help, please leave a comment. Message me on this page, Jeff Hicks here. I'm happy to aid you in your journey inward. And I will talk with you next time.